Hi everybody. I hope you can hear me. Um, anyways, I know I haven't made a video in a while. There's something I'd actually really like to talk about, which is sleep paralysis and hallucinations. I was referring to them as night terrors, but I've done quite a bit of reading today. I get a little obsessive when something's bothering me, and apparently night terrors, usually you won't recall them. Um, with these hallucinations, I can usually remember them for most of the day, if not a little bit longer, or reoccurring. It's totally different than nightmares. I'll just say right now, I am so stressed about it. I had to go to a neurologist last week to get an assessment because I'm thinking, or I was thinking, that I'm having seizures. Now, what I was told, I still have to go for an EEG and a CAT scan, but I was told that it might be panic attacks in my sleep, which scares the crap out of me. I usually have a pretty good hold on my panic attacks in the last, I don't know, we'll say the last year. I've been doing okay, what I thought anyways. So the idea that it could be panic attacks in my sleep, accompanied with sleep paralysis, I'm completely awake. And hallucinations, I'm talking terrifying creatures. It's more of like an entity kind of feeling that I get. Anyways, there's a lot of crap going on. My doctor actually had told me that I have been dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder for a while. She said that she just doesn't want me to focus too much on acronyms, but okay. I'm one of those people that I deal better with my own personal things if I know what I'm dealing with. And I mean, these things are terrifying. I just finished my intense therapy or whatever in January. And shortly after that, and it's the same every time, it's only during the day. If I'm to lay down and have a nap, this is when it happens. Now, they haven't ruled out seizures. I've never been known to have any kind of seizure disorder, but it really got me thinking about the difference between a seizure, an absent seizure, and dissociation. You know what I mean? I would assume that they would feel or look similar. Anytime this stuff has happened, I haven't really been around anybody. So, I don't have any witnesses to this. So, that is another frustrating thing for me. So, anyways, let's talk about sleep paralysis. Now, I know a lot of people say, don't lay on your back because that's a little bit of a precursor for it to happen. I'm always laying on my side, I don't know, it's just, there's so much stuff. And it all kind of commingles together to make one big mess. Anyways. So, I'm just going to look. See, so much of the sleep paralysis information on the internet is about demons. I'm not even going to put a judgment out there and say it's not. But there's so much. That's what's scary about it. I'm just going to read something to you. That would be my cat. He's being very whiny tonight. So, it says, imagine waking up to find you can't move a muscle. It's dark, but you're sure you feel a presence in the room, hovering near your bed, or perhaps sitting on your chest, crushing the breath out of you. I've been on my side. I don't know if any of you can relate to that. I'm still being crushed. It's not necessarily my chest, it's like the whole side of my body. This weird phenomenon is known as sleep paralysis, and a new study finds that understanding why it happens helps people feel less distressed after an episode. Believing that sleep paralysis is brought on by the supernatural or on the other hand, makes people feel more unnerved. Well, yeah. That's pretty freaking scary. Sleep paralysis occurs when the brain and body aren't quite on the same page when it comes to sleep. During rapid eye movement, sleep, dreaming is frequent, but the body's muscles are relaxed to the point of paralysis, perhaps to keep people from acting out their dreams. Researchers have found that two brain chemicals, glycine and GABA, are responsible for the muscle paralysis. See, that makes sense. The thing I don't get is the hallucinations. Being in between the state of having, I guess you would say, a night terror, because it is terrifying. I get so scared when these happen that my body convulses. That's why I'm thinking I'm having seizures, but I'm aware of it. So they said because of the chance that I'm aware of these feelings in my body, that it most likely isn't a seizure, because I guess when you're at that point, in a tonic-clonic seizure, which used to be called grand mal seizure, you usually aren't conscious, so you won't even be aware of it. So, that's good news. I'm hoping that's just all it, So we got night terror information here. So don't mind my hair. I've had a ponytail all day, and it just does its own thing. So, becoming mentally aware before the body wakes up from its paralyzed state can be a terrifying experience, as people realize they can't move or speak. Frequently, these episodes are accompanied by hallucinations and the sensation of breathlessness. Such hallucinations likely gave rise to the myths of the incubus and the succubus, demons that pin people down in their sleep and do bad things to them. I won't read that part. People may also sense a I have a hard time saying this word, malevolent presence nearby or believe that they are about to die. Some sleep paralysis episodes come with feelings of falling, floating, or dissociating from the body. These sensory experiences are more likely to distress people than mere paralysis alone, according to the study published online in February in the Journal of Clinical Psychological Science. Anyways, pretty scary stuff. So, it's kind of hard not to think about it. I mean, I'm one of those people that I do tend to overthink and analyze everything. And I realize that sometimes this isn't very good for you. You need to give your mind a break and do something good for yourself. It's so hard though. When it has to do with my sleep, it's very frustrating, and I'm having a hard time kind of moving on past it. I feel like I've been in this point in my life before when I've had a lot of stomach problems all my life, and trying to get that figured out was running around in circles. So I kind of feel like I'm back in this, like I had mentioned in my last video, I feel like I'm back in this, stuck in this part of the cycle where I'm hitting my head against a wall. I guess in a way, this is distracting me from, getting to the point where I'm just so frustrated and maybe even talking myself down for going through this stuff, but it's not a choice. I have to remember that. I am totally babbling. Oh, well. Anyways, so anybody that's from my other channel, if you're watching this, that's one of the reasons I haven't really been doing a lot of videos. So I'm dealing with some crap, but I love you guys. And I don't know, there was a couple points I wanted to touch on. Actually, I wanted to talk about narcolepsy. Now, with narcolepsy, you have your key symptoms for it, and everybody knows, because this is the way the media makes any disorder, anything you think of. So you say, okay, bipolar, okay, crazy. You know what I mean? That's just the way, it's portrayed in news and the media. Anyways, with narcolepsy, a lot of us know that it requires cataplexy, which is when it doesn't require that. That's the difference. But that's what you think of when you think of narcolepsy, right? You see someone collapsing onto the floor and falling asleep into their spaghetti, or, Anyways, I was looking into narcolepsy because it kept coming up with the hallucinations and the sleep paralysis, and constantly being exhausted no matter how much sleep I get. taking forever to fall asleep. I can't stay asleep. I can hear a pin drop, things like that. And those are all actually huge key points in narcolepsy. There has even been studies. I try and find the most legit articles. I understand there's stuff written in forums and this and that. I really try and get into the science when I'm reading about anything, because it's very hard to get, or very easy to get caught up in a lot of the fear. Anyways, so, oh, yes, narcolepsy kept coming up for any of the stuff that I was typing in, that I really wanted to know about, even with post-traumatic stress disorder. Something that I found really interesting and almost kind of scary, and I almost don't want to think about it because that's just a whole another topic. Because sleep and night terrors and dissociation has always been one of my biggest problems, is it has been there's been studies that have shown that there have been a lot of psychological disorders that have been misdiagnosed when really it's a sleep disorder or a parasomnia. And it makes a lot of sense to me, but it just makes me think, wow, could you imagine how many people out there have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, say? And really, could be sleep disorder. Could be, obviously the symptoms are different, but they're similar. They are, sleep is responsible for so much of our mood, And there's so many sleep, I don't even like the word disorder, but there are so many sleep disorders out there that you wouldn't even know you have it, I've always known that I've struggled with insomnia for years. Even if you are getting a little bit of sleep here and there, but your sleep is fragmented, that's still insomnia. That's still not good. It's still not normal. Whatever normal is, but still, I don't know, I'm babbling. So, sleep paralysis. I have to say that is one of the scariest things to type into YouTube. Be careful if you type that in. And if you're like me and you have a crap load of phobias, be careful, because the majority of those videos are about demons and entities and aliens, and there's no warning in the titles, in the description, and anything. I was watching one where it was supposed to be like a first-person point of view of sleep paralysis. Yeah, no, not cool. It was pretty damn scary. So, yeah, it's very easy to get caught up in a lot of this, stuff on the internet. And, anyways, if anybody has any advice or any books or movies on anything like this, I think the more you can really kind of find something to relate to, or the more information, the better, most of the time, as long as you don't go overboard. But how do you know what overboard is, until you've been searching online for, 10 hours straight, can't sleep because you're trying to figure out why you can't sleep, then that's a little bit of an issue. But, anyways, I guess that's it for this video. It's kind of ironic, making videos to help people sleep. I kind of wish there was more. I know, I just think it would be really cool to find someone to relate with this whole hallucination, nightmare, paralysis, terror, horrifying daytime, nap time dilemma. That's what we'll call it. Okay, guys. Yeah, if you have any comments or requests, you know, usually just kind of think of something random and put up a video on here. I would like to keep a vlog kind of thing going, and I guess this kind of is part of that. It's not so much my feelings, but if anybody wants to let me know if that would at all be interesting to you, or I don't know, I would like to keep doing it. Anyways, take care, guys, and see you soon.